Oh hi, I didn't see you there. Accidental Love is the most exciting debut since Killer Bean. From first-time director Stephen Green comes an inspiring true story. It starts like this: I don't think this is a real studio. Even despite that, the opening to this film is very strange. It confused me when... One sec. It confused me when I first saw it, and it still does. I mean, just look at this. Some text appears that says it's a few years ago, so far so normal, but then a map of the USA pops up with an American flag in the background, in case you didn't realise. And then we zoom into Indiana, which seems unnecessary. It's also inconsistent with a later scene. They say they're in Smith County.
Voted best Alfredo in Smith County 3 years in a row.
Which is not a county in Indiana, so unless the Alfredo was so good it was worth a trip to Tennessee, James Marsden is wrong. Hey, it's the pink letters from Drive. So it begins and we meet the main character, Alice. She works as a waitress, and other than this moment, she's pretty good at her job. That's good for business. You might also notice the cars here are from the 50s. I didn't. All I care about is James Marsden, stupid man from Sonic Movie.
Dude, it's exciting.
He wants to propose, so they go to this Tennessee restaurant and they start eating... looks like worms? Are they eating worms?
Wow.
Now me, I only eat British food. So at one point in the scene, the charming waiter arrives at their table. He says 3 lines of dialogue, but you never see him speak on screen, and it's very clearly been dubbed.
Excuse me, sir, is there an issue? Right. Alright, we're very sorry, sir, just bear with us a minute.
This happens a lot in this film, in other films, and sometimes in real life.
Excuse me, do you know how long that's gonna be? The ambiance is a little nail gunny. Who's the genius who decided to do construction during all of this? I can't believe this. This is... my whole marriage proposal is ruined.
Here's the thing, you've got 4 lines after that all say the same thing.
This is a plot point, I think. The scene ends with Jessica Biel taking a nail to the head, and it's terrible, so they rush her to the hospital. Bill Hader's there, he's eating a burger, but he won't remove the nail because Jessica doesn't have insurance. This is what I found.
I'm not squeamish at all. As a child, I dragged a dead squirrel home on my skateboard and cut it open and tried to look at its brain.
I think a dead squirrel filmed this shot, actually. It's a bad day to be Jessica Biel. She talks with her parents, they talk about the cost of her surgery.
$150,000?
So to raise money for this pricey operation, the parents dial it up a notch by holding a fundraiser. Here we meet Reverend Norm. I like him, here's why. He is friends with Keyshawn. I like Keyshawn. He likes to say funny things, like this.
I couldn't get the attention of this very fine lottie-dottie, so I decided to get into the Pro-Am weightlifting circuit. I worked my way to the semifinals where I was about to break the
He likes to vibe in the foreground while things just kind of happen around him.
I just want to thank you all for coming. You're all under arrest.
The scene ends when Scott reads the speakers wrong and they give off this feedback because everyone leaves when you do that. They just leave instantly and... oh no. So it's the next day and all the characters meet because every character must be in every scene at all times. There's also this bit where the vet performs brain surgery on Jessica. It's genuinely harrowing to watch, but don't forget the film is good because it's
Congress parody. Between parody and satire.
What?
I guess bunch of people did not like representation of Congress in this way, but it is almost correct. Kids were great with viral in the movie.
Kids were great with viral in the movie.
This is one great comedy with serious message. People will be people.
That is profound. This vet character does nothing, by the way. She adds nothing. You can't just have these random characters appear in one scene and then just never reappear. Right, Hobgoblin? He's sweet.
Hello, Reverend Keenshaw.
How's our girl doing?
This scene, there's TV. It's meant to be playing the whole time, but the noise just kind of fades in, like 5 seconds before it's mentioned.
That's me, I'm invited. I gotta go talk to that guy.
It's time to get real. I am known as a fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. I would call myself a Gyllenholic, except I am not a child. Do not look away. I will not have that. Jake's roles are many and varied. He was in Prisoners, Source Code, and The Bubble Boy. He was the villain in a Spider-Man film. He once did a movie where he got killed by art. Most importantly though, ShalomLife.com named him the 6th sexiest Jewish man of 2012. Well done, Jake. This made it on your Wikipedia.
Look out for him in the upcoming films End of Watch and Nailed.
What's Nailed? Well, I'm glad you asked. Nailed was the original title for Accidental Love. The titles were both so good they couldn't decide which one to pick. Remember Stephen Green from the opening? False lies. This art was actually directed by notorious dickhead David O. Russell.
I never fucking yelled at you, you can't
They filmed all this in 2008 before his 5 Oscar nominations, but I guess no one wanted it. Luckily, all the references were just as current 7 years later, and this didn't make the whole plot obsolete, so that was fine.
What does he mean, really get Shakira?
Ooh, Shakira.
Not even the subspecies on the Gyllenhaal subreddit recommend this film, and no one saw it.
150,000?
Well, some people saw it.
2 tickets to Accidental Love, please.
That's enough. A rugged band leaves Indiana. They go to Washington to meet Jake. This is a film about the US Congress. Politic. These stairs are empty, but then they aren't. They want to talk to Jake. They're not allowed to talk to Jake. Jake's with Catherine Keener, and her thing is that she is evil, but is friends with a funny guy.
What? I voted yes on Triple Razor Wire.
I mean, Jake's not even that bad in this. He speaks in a higher register the whole time, which is weird.
Contain
the
pain,
contain
the pain, contain the pain, contain the pain, contain the pain, contain the pain.
It's Valentine's Day. Not in the film, in real life. Jake and Jessica meet and they fall in accidental love, as you might expect.
You have very soft hand skin.
Jessica Biel wants to get rid of the nail. Jake Gyllenhaal also wants to get rid of the nail. The characters in this film are just so iconic that I refer to them exclusively by the names of their actors.
I want to help people that have weird conditions that they can't afford to fix. I guess that's healthcare.
Oh.
They then have sex because the nail has removed Jessica's capability of self-control.
She's likely to lose all kinds of inhibitions.
She no longer has power over her body, and the script treats this like it isn't terrifying. Yeah, that's me. I'm putting the man back in feminist.
I'm having a meeting in here, sorry.
She can't get in. I could. So they go to a motel. Tracy Morgan shows us his
Beautiful watercolors like this. Bam!
I repress this image.
Slim Shady, I like it.
Yes, what is that, a song or a beef jerky or whatever?
Is that a band or a song?
That's a man.
Then they all go to this big event. Jake is in the back. There's an annoying little girl there too. She gives this speech to help Catherine Keener. It is neither important nor funny. In addition, Jake gets Jessica to do a separate speech to endorse putting an American military base on the moon for allegorical reasons. They could also build it under a lake. Still don't get it? Well, let Jake explain.
There's a nail in your head? And it's neurologically making you a whore?
Then it's nighttime, they have a party, nothing much happens here, except the Reverend gets a pain. Oh no, could it be ball withdrawal? Louis, do you suffer from ball withdrawal?
Not personally.
Let's go to Benihana!
No thanks, I'm busy. There's one point where the two leads open up and have a heart-to-heart.
And have courage, you know, like a force ranger would.
I just want you to know that this is me really liking you, not the nail.
Neurologically making you a whore?
But buckle up, Goblin Boys, because this is where we meet Buck McCoy. He only gets one scene, but a fairly big actor plays him, so he's on the cover. What the fuck? It's not important. He only does 2 things of note. These are talk about the Grand Soccer Jew.
And now the Grand Soccer Jew.
And die. Also, let's take a moment to enjoy the camera work in this scene. You can't, but let's try. Roughly around here, that's when the scenes start to blur together. I've seen this thing 4 times at this point, and I still don't know when things happen. That transition's pretty cool though. We're with James Marsden. No, we're not. We're at James Brolin's funeral. This feels targeted. But anyway, Jessica makes a speech there. It's good. She meets all these reporter types, and they all rush her like...
What else? Maybe a Sunday medical marijuana.
And there's actually one part here that I genuinely find funny. It's just this shot. Jake runs off, Jessica runs off, they meet in this room, there's a joke that's identical to one in Peep Show. The producers clearly looked at this scene and just said, "This is good stuff you brought me, this is money. Wait. Let's make it profoundly unfunny." Then all the girl guides are in this professional meeting space. This is almost certainly the most unrealistic part. Scouts are not this organised. Trust me, I've been there.
I dropped rice recipes and then I told Luke that he dropped them and he believed me.
All they make you do in Scouts is cook spatchcock chicken, play water sports, and oh my god, close your mouth. Then to move the plot forward, all the Girl Scouts deliver cookies and this song plays. You know, this song. Let your colours shine. And then we're back with the villains. They walk down a corridor and they keep walking and move no further down it, and then suddenly they're in this room. If this film were a person, he would look like this. He would wander the empty streets alone, looking for a friend who could have him put down. In the film adaptation of this man, the villains make a smear campaign. It says the reason Jessica Biel wants healthcare is because she's a lesbian. The good guys, of course, are terrified of being seen as gay.
Tell us about the tragedy of your gayness.
I forgot to say, James Marsden returns so the love triangle can start. The scouts reveal he's actually getting paid off by Catherine Keener, and Jessica says, I understand that, but it will not impact my decisions going forward. Please don't reference this again.
A 20 on Congressman Howard Birdwell, government plates.
They were searching for Jake, but they hadn't looked in the woods, so they go to the woods and then they find Jake. This guy was there also. He's just a helpful man. He's only really in this one part, but he helps James rescue Jake from the woods. This is not important.
I have a 3-inch nail in here, and it sometimes makes me do crazy things, and now it made me get slutty, damn it.
No one ever in life starts a sentence with damn it.
It's also worth noting a lot of the characters in this world are just these conservative caricatures. It reminds me of an encounter I had once. I was strolling down the local street when a conservative man walked in front of me.
You know James Bond?
I shook my head.
Well, back in the day, the women wanted him and the men wanted to be him. But nowadays, it's the straight women wanted him and the straight men wanted to be him and the gay men wanted him and wanted to be him and the
I had no idea what he was talking about, and I didn't want to know. I tried to escape.
And the trans women don't want him. Pansexuals want him, but not because he's of any specific gender or sex.
He was rude, but he got all his definitions right. So all the heroes meet up again. Jake is holding these moose balls. It's very confusing, a lot like this picture. What is this? What's each of them looking at? It's very boring too. Jake wants to introduce his catastrophic care bill to what is essentially just a room full of congressmen. They all talk like, "Bill's coming through. Oh dear God, he voted yes on creating a new federal comm reservoir. Motion passed." This is also the climax of the film, I think. Not much happens. They say Jake's name wrong.
Mr. Burwell introduced. Mr. Burwell introduced.
You know what? Why should I care about the plot? They clearly didn't. The movie is literally called Nailed, and the position of the nail is just different in every shot. When the script tells her it's hurting, she just grabs a random part of her head each time. No one cared.
This is America, right? And we do things right here, and we help people, and we take care of people here. Ow! My head. It hurts.
So he's there, he's like, Jake and Jessica break up and the music suggests you should somehow care. Their bill doesn't pass, but literally the next scene, Jake sneaks a healthcare clause in and they get back together because, you know, he handsome man. He's also in front of a green screen. They don't even try to hide it. To explain, while making this, the actors and crew repeatedly weren't getting paid by this guy, so David O. Russell was forced to stop production at least 9 separate times. That's why the production value of this film is just non-existent.
That's bad for business.
You didn't need to add that, I'd already made that clear. So that's basically most of it. There's a wedding and it's the happiest day of their lives. Can't relate. No girls ever putting a ring on me. I have no fingers. And that's all we really have time for. What's that?
Oh my God, Amelia. Jesus Christ. He ate Hobgoblin. Jesus Christ. He ate him. And thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like and...